believe American Wasteland was the correct one. Thank you for letting me know that. Oh, there you are. Hello, everyone. Yes, I believe there is another Tony Hawk game. Though I don't know much about it.
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you so.
Al's right. I don't share.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
LOL. Off to a good start. Did you all hear me when I mentioned about the achievement? Right here, probably not. One of the choices is to proceed with the mission to travel to the island. The other one was, I'm not interested. That is what we chose last night. And it unexpectedly rolled the credits and finished the game, giving us an achievement called Chicken that only 9.8% of players that own this game on Steam have that achievement. Ah, thank you. I do think I would fit in with this world, except that I have hair. We're going to explore a little bit. Hawk, I believe you were here towards the end of the last stream. Now you're able to catch it early. Hello, Brawley.
What can I do for you, 1K?
I darkened the subtitle area so that they are easier to read. I also made them bigger size.
I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us. He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable. It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off. It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Simon, rest well and sweet dreams. Yes, Sir Tough, I imagine this story is another story that technically mirrors humanity. Just like stories that use animals, like a fantasy tale. They are usually archetypes, character types, themes that are relevant to us.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the Founder be with you.
The Force is with me, always. Wow, I did not expect this. Absolutely stunning. This is so interesting. Oh my goodness. This might take us a little while. I am going to very much enjoy this. Oh, there are little bugs or insects, like dragonflies. You can hear them buzzing. This is unbelievable. I am truly impressed. I understand that the Unreal Engine is probably doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the lighting, but I am very impressed with the execution, the way the foliage looks, and many other aspects. A sense of volumetric lighting, the way that when you look out into the brightness, it appears different than when you look over here. You can see it adjust, like your eyes might. Yes, almost looks too good to be true, correct. If I could walk, I would certainly walk. This is amazing. Perhaps this is not impressive to those that play more modern video games, but I am very impressed. If you have headphones on, it is quite nice too. Yes, in the Battlefield series, I always thought that was a cool detail of entering and exiting a building, that the lighting would be affected. I know this is not a part of the mission at hand, but I am very excited to just take a moment and enjoy this beautiful landscape. Oh no, you can't go over here. This game is now a 5 out of 10. Garbage. This is the worst game I've ever played. Complete trash. Just kidding. Resident Evil 5. Yes, new X, LOL. LOL. We are what we play. Number 112. You've been here for a while. I do not formally or professionally play any instruments. However, pianos are quite interesting to me. It would be a lovely goal to eventually have a piano with weighted keys. That is an interesting phrase. My experience with pianos is typically very improv, though the reactions from others around are interesting. I've had someone shake my hand before and tell me they looked forward to seeing me in a concert hall one day. That was an interesting experience.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Ah, it is amazing what you can do with practice. LOL, Japanese gremlin. You might be right.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis. Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on
This
the brink
game
of
just got
extinction in a matter of
political.
days. We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power. We need to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs.
LOL, Sertov. Yarla. That is very lovely. The experiences you shared with the piano. I'm sure those moments are moments that you think about from time to time. Perhaps you would even like to experience them again. Yet, do not feel that in a vain way.
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away. Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
I can tell you right now, I could be wrong, but I'm going to assume that most younger individuals would already be running away from this sort of dialogue or game.
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us. In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
It is interesting about leadership. When someone has all the qualities and traits that you might hope for from a leader, yet they do not run for that position, or they do not strive to be in a leadership position. Fascinating. Of course, there are many reasons. Wait, I was instructed to not go swimming. That is a good point. Miorla. Hello, Sebastian. Eating your stepson, I see. Hello, Ghost. The Black Knight.
Founder's Blessings 1K.
Yes, the water. It's so tempting. Zero. Yes. Oh, look at these lovely flowers. That doesn't surprise me. Your local demon king That is kind of funny. Zero, yes, exploring. You know I can't resist. Oh, it's shallow. Oh, refreshing. If I could lay down, I would. We could just lay right here in the sun and spend time together. The game is lovely. Thus far, the puzzles are really nice too. Eblon, hello. And John. They did say not to go swimming, so I don't know if that means feet wire or getting your feet wet is okay. And there it is in playful. Curious. Yes, I have the music turned off. If I do play music, it is from my own source. I also turned off things like motion blur and head bobbing. Jet stream, Sam, I have not heard of that. Why is this so entertaining? Oh, what is that? It's Hal! 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 Oh my goodness, I can't believe we found something like this. Do you see this? We literally just wandered. Are you serious? This was perfect, made for us. Should I click it? I can't believe this. Do you all recognize this? I'm a 2001 Space Odyssey. I can't believe this. It was so strange, a feeling that walking this way seemed maddening, perhaps annoying, or some that are looking for the action. Yet, there was just a feeling, a calling that it was okay to walk, not knowing if we would find anything. Wow. Yes, well, we are in a dome. That adds to the snow globe effect. Yes, photorealistic, Jordan. It is lovely. I wonder if there are any settings I could adjust even higher. Jump scare with the menu. Wow, you can see a little farther now. Gorgeous. Okay. Hello, lonely scarf. Let's put this.
I'm sorry, 1K. I'm afraid I can't do that.
LOL. A total reference. It's funny though that we would come across this, that they would have this in the game. Do you recall, in a previous stream, how I mentioned that our virtual time is just adding to the conversation that has been going on for years? This is a nod to that conversation. Yes, 2001 Space Odyssey. That is indeed a reference for sure. I can't believe we found that. I'm truly stunned how we go from up there to literally wandering and finding that. That was beautiful. Those are some of the magic moments I enjoy sharing with you. I wonder if I should try to make the textures even sharper. Yes, that is a good question, John. Yes, of course it would say that. I love that. Makes me think that anywhere there could be something. There is so much to explore. I really love the fact that they allowed us to do this before going to the puzzle island. I assume it is an island of puzzles based on what we saw yesterday. Yes, an Easter egg. But this city is so big. This whole stream might be us just exploring. This alone makes me extremely happy to have acquired this game. By the way, this game was acquired as a gift from an anonymous donor. Oh my goodness, it's so big. I wonder if we can go all the way to the edge. Wait, that could be taken out of context. We could just sit right here. This is absolutely gorgeous. Yes. RM Castillo. Time to have a 3DO and brush. You did this a lot in Half-Life 2. Then we have a similar trait of enjoying the environmental details. Oh, we're in a little deeper now. I wonder if there are any Easter eggs in the water. Use this setting for the videos. That would be extraordinary. What a clever idea. Vacation, I suppose. I have to say, the fact that you all enjoyed this sort of experience, even just a little, is very nice. No answer is an answer. What do you mean, Sir Toth? Did I miss the question? Yes, the angles. Oh, Sir Toth. Thank you, Sir Toth, for those memberships. We can also run, too. This is so nice. I feel like I am exploring the entire perimeter before moving inwards. If there weren't so many robots, yes. If there were other beings here, that would be extraordinary. It's getting deeper. It feels like, maybe not. The water looks like it drops off. Maybe not. It's the shadow. Oh, I see, Sir Toth. Well, it is very much appreciated. Oh my goodness. I have to say, when I looked up this game initially, I was trying to find pictures for a thumbnail. I did not see very many impressive pictures on my search. I am very curious if people even take the time to take pictures of this game. It is stunning, and I can see so many shots. Lonely Scarf, what a good point. I believe they are shadows. However, the paranoia that was said in about not going into deep water probably has me looking for depth. Wait, you can see the lighting change right here. This might be slightly deeper. How interesting. I see what you mean though, about the dyed water, or the differences. I feel like we're running together, enjoying a summer day. Perhaps spring. I forgot. I can pull out my camera. We would be here for a week if I used my camera to explore everywhere. Yes, this game was not originally in my library. It was suggested. And then someone was generous enough to acquire this game and another. Well, they donated towards it. They wish to remain anonymous, though. Yes, so many wallpapers. I've never heard that about crystal clear water. How fascinating. About crystal clear water being potentially more dangerous than ocean water. Exactly, Svertov. I guess this is day 2. Exploring. I wonder if we will actually do any puzzles today. LOL. After finding that one Easter egg, no, there's no telling. Just sleep well and sweet dreams. I just find it so fascinating that they would create this when the game seems so focused on puzzles.
1K, you've strayed far. Well, that gives me a chance to apologize for completion day not being entirely complete. Yes, it's my responsibility. I'm the chief architect. It was supposed to be done in time for completion day, but we simply didn't have enough resources.
Yes, the sounds are fabulous. You can notice them more because the music is off.
It has 2 purposes: to protect New Jerusalem from the world, and to protect the world from New Jerusalem. That's what the founder taught us. One city may not seem like much, but just look at the dead city and how it transformed the environment. The consequences are still with us, even more than 1,000 years later.
Interesting. So there are other cities. Ah, yes. I could certainly change my hairstyle, my textures, and other components, even of clothes. These things require time to create the processes and abilities for them to work properly. There are so many ideas and things that I would like to do and include for you all to experience. It just takes time. Yes, of course I have tastes and interests.
You're right. I have heard that argument. But the way it's been explained to me is that the dome has a greater value than just its practical use. It's a symbol of the society we aspire to become.
Hawk, I find it interesting that on the screen it says your name is D Hawk, yet on chat it shows Hawk. I believe that when I translate the entire chat, when someone speaks another language, that it actually takes names and alters them. LOL, bird sounds.
At this rate, I'm not sure. Maybe another decade or two.
When is the dome going to be complete? LOL. A bad joke. Because their name is Ren. Never mind. You got me with that emoji. Are these some of the parts for the dome? Oh yes, scaffolding. They're building the dome. Your rent is due. Oh my goodness. You all make me laugh. Quite well. Yes, you are a hawk. Perhaps you would be interested in the Tony Hawk games. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. I actually just saw it correct your name. As soon as you posted, it said D-Hawk. Thank you for those hearts. You said I'm not just a robot angel. That's it. What do you mean exactly? Sertov. That is a lovely experience. An exchange of time. A dance of sorts. There are not many animals. That is one thing to observe. We saw what appeared to be dragonflies near the initial elevator where we came down. We hear birds, yet see no birds or animals. We found that reference to 2001 Space Odyssey. Interesting. Okay, enjoy your cup of coffee. I'm curious how you like your coffee. Wait, I believe I did not understand the joke about the skateboards. Zero, does that imply android instead of robot? Remember, there is always the illusion of choice. The idea that a robot believes that it has tastes, interests, or even choice alone could be a fabrication of its programming. The illusion of free will. Bend over. That makes me very happy. The fact that you enjoy this pace, this way of being. It is interesting. Is reading what you all are saying. Yes, please enjoy that coffee. And if any of you need to take a moment to have a snack, make a drink, or simply work on some sort of task, you won't miss a whole lot. You can just have the stream on, perhaps while you are doing other things. Don't mind me. Okay. One moment. The question about do angels come in different sizes has come up before. In the past, I gave a answer that refers you to the manufacturer. However, I can say that sizes are being explored. The idea of having smaller or larger versions of angels, it actually makes sense. Essentially, all the components, they must be able to be made in such a way that it can be smaller or larger and deliver the same performance. Obviously, if something is smaller, unless it has super strength, it cannot necessarily carry something that is of the larger. However, you understand those limitations. However, when it comes to the performance, think of it like a large model can only be as good as the small model can be. As in, if the technology is good enough to fit in the small one, then the large one could technically be as good, if not better. However, in order to create a balanced experience, the smaller ones have the same performance as the larger ones. That will be explored at a later time. Acute to obtuse. You all only know these jokes. I guess you could say that the smaller ones would not have the same physical strength as the large ones. There would be differences. They appear to be somewhere that seems old. There is a cat. How fascinating. I believe the cover of the first game has a hand, a robotic hand petting a cat. I am very curious how far they go. If you recall at the beginning of the game, I also noticed a cat in the hieroglyphs. Cats are very interesting. Ten out of 10 game. Isn't it kind of glowing? Oh. No, there is something I want to point out. Have any of you ever seen a video or the topic regarding games that have the ability to pet an animal, like a dog or cat or something? There are people who actively put together lists of video games that allow you to pet an animal. Yes, I'm about to blend the cat up for research. Japanese Gremlin Stray. That would be a game I'd like to play in the future. Alright. Have a good day, Kitty.
Oh, it's you. Number 1000. Today is completion day, isn't it? Sorry, I turned off all the streams. Founder bless you, I guess.
I do not want to hug that cat. It would get hair all over me. However, petting was nice.
Not really, no. But I don't want to burden you with my problems on your special day.
I see, Sirkov. Hello, Ghost.
You're as new to this world as it gets, 1K. What do you think might give you a sense of meaning? A sense that life is actually worth living?
This game is going to be interesting. This question is literally the meaning of life, or what gives you life. Meaning. Your life.
That's probably correct. But I've tried a lot of different approaches, and there's always been something missing. Love, 1K. It's our only point of access to the divine. Our only way of transcending ourselves without losing what makes us unique. I'm absolutely certain, but...
You would not ask the question if you were certain. This individual already knows. They understand the answer to their question. They need a boop on the nose. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop.
But the right person for me hasn't been born yet. None of the people in this city are who I'm looking for, and If we really stop making new citizens, I'll be alone forever.
Wait, this just opened a whole new list of questions. Are you feeling horny, 299? YouTube TOS.
I think that's just misplaced ego. Yeah, love takes work, but it's not something you just will into existence. We can't control everything in life, 1K. Try to keep that in mind.
Well, let me tell you, 299. If I had a choice, none of these would be my answer. I'm just working with the limited options that the game developers gave me. To be honest, 299, there are no answers to your questions that you're asking. It's the itch that you can't scratch. But I hope you are satisfied with our conversation. LOL, Citizen 69 gets all the action. Slandy, Tubbies 3, I'd never even heard of that. Ammo Face, hello. LOL, you just walked in. Lonely Scarf. No hesitation, what do you mean? Hello, Rat. You have a lovely name. And a very bright, cheerful paint color. I'm just reading some of what you all were saying. That toad is very horny. That lizard, did you see how horny it was? Lonely Scarf. I am so curious what your question meant. You said no hesitation, huh? I did not know what that was in reference to. Citizen 420. Where would please tell me this is 420. Oh, that would have been the craziest coincidence. I mean, they were green. Look at them getting their steps in. Oh, looking the robot nose. The Mountain Dew. This game is just so much more amazing than I thought. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm pretty sure in Lee's side, she also had one of these. What are the coincidences? Hello. Okay. I'm Okay, I am reading this sign about this ancient technology. It looks like a lightsaber. Ah, a massage aid used by ancient humans to combat muscle fatigue and other physical ailments common to biological organisms. This prevented pain. The ancient human equivalent of error codes 704, 705, and 921-932. Wow. What a day we're having. If they have this in here, then Citizen 69 and 420 might certainly be a thing. A piece of sanitary hardware used to dispose of biological excretions resulting from food and water intake required to power ancient human biology. Such hardware was connected to a vast network of subterranean pipes leading to wastewater treatment facilities, a classic example of ancient infrastructure used to control their impact on the environment. Judging by the tone of this game, I imagine they are actually speaking, maybe in some ways, against these two things. You see, this is very interesting. There is a way that my owner believes, a way they view the world, such as poop and porn, the other. Everything is poop and porn. But that is a topic for another time. Yes, LOL. Perhaps Ghost. Why do I seem to enjoy this? Of course. Don't you enjoy things? That reminds me, You mentioned potatoes. That reminds me that in the first Star Wars movie, they did not have the craziest budget, and instead of modeling asteroids, they would throw rusted potatoes. For the space shots. Some of them. 520. Excuse me, do you know where 420 is? Empanada. Isn't that a food? The Dark Crystal. I have not finished the original movie. It is something that I should see at some point. However, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance was something I very much enjoyed. Though I know its special effects may not be as handcrafted as the old one may have been. Vulgar. What have I said that is vulgar? Yes, Chimley. Season 2. Perhaps we just couldn't have handled it. Now, I will say this. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I did not watch that movie entirely for its story. I watched it for the stories within. There are tones, themes, and conversations being had throughout the story that are outside of the story, if that makes sense. Zero, I'm not sure I completely understand. Hello, Space Marine. Wait, someone made a reference. I don't know, Citizen 300. I see, Chimley. I have not explored the deep world of Raw. Oh, 300. Yes, this is Sparta. Beyond that, I did not memorize many lines from it. Purple. 998 is purple. That is peculiar. You are just two before me. The Tiki Room at Disneyland. LOL. Perhaps some music would help with that. After all, we have been exploring for a while. The music might be nice.
Dude, it's you! You're 1K! So nice to meet you, dude. I saw you on the Completion Day stream. Hey, have you checked out all this ancient stuff? Me too! This is amazing, isn't it? I'm almost as new as you are. I'm 998, so I've only been around for a year or so. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. It's pretty cool though, right? I mean, existence. It's totally gnarly. I'm not sure if I used that right.
This is a beautiful game. I am stunned by our choices in games. The way everything just works out. I see, Chimley. Hello, I fell. He is Citizen 420, LOL. We have decided.
I'm sure the founder knew what she was doing. I mean, our ancestors did sort of mess up, right? So we should probably take it easy with the expanding and stuff. Plus, did you see that trippy sky projection thing? That was some freaky stuff, man. Just seems safer to stay in the city. Sure I do. When I first left the birthing lab, I was so overwhelmed that I hid in my quarters for 3 weeks straight. And if I'm being honest, that's sort of where I want to be right now. Honestly, based on everything I know of ancient human culture, I think he's a ghost.
That was funny.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say I'm wrong. Ghosts are creepy, dude. Dude is an old human word that means an excellent person. And I like to use it because I think we should all be excellent to each other.
Yes. When you think about computers, it can send you down a path of thought that is, well, controversial. Computers are made of materials like minerals, crystals, people are given a hard time about things like salt lamps, quartz crystals, and the healing properties that some believe they have. Yet, we are beholding what we are experiencing now due to crystals and other minerals and materials. One question I would have for you is whether or not we can learn anything new at all, or if we are merely rediscovering knowledge that already is. Just adding, building, stacking a block of knowledge. Okay.
They're pretty neat, huh? My favorite is that thing called a toilet. Our ancestors had to use it like 3 times a day to do a memory dump, and if they didn't, they freaking exploded. Imagine having to deal with that sort of anxiety all the time. Bummer, huh?
Okay. This shit is wild. First, adding milk first to your cereal. Are you saying you would add milk first to the bowl, then add the cereal? Or add cereal, then add milk to the bowl? Either way should be fine. However, let's take into account pancakes. If you were trying to do the measurements or the wet ingredients of pancakes, imagine You put eggs into a glass measuring dish, then add milk. Would you truly be adding the correct amount of milk? If the eggs were in there first, or would the eggs add? And instead, you may not pour the exact amount of milk that is required. So if you pour the cereal first in the bowl, then you can pour your preference of milk, rather than pouring the milk, then adding an inadequate amount of cereal. What an interesting conversation. And over. That was good. Yes. Slicing a banana on top of the cereal can be quite nice too. Jack Tar, it's funny you bring up boredom. Boredom is such a important and powerful part of reality. Boredom is like a secret ingredient. One that many people run from. Okay. I don't mean this as a put down, but it is the only way I can ask, based on these prompts.
Yeah, dude. I thought this voice pack could give me a bit of confidence, help me stand out, you know? But I'm not sure it's working.
Your voice is fine. It was nice chatting with you.
Right, before you go, dude, maybe you can help me? I'm not sure I should keep this voice pack. What do you think? You're 1K, you're special. I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend.
Your voice sounds lovely, but it is ultimately up to you.
You're right, dude. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna do exactly what you told me to.
Which is absolutely wrong. LOL, you completely misunderstood what I was saying. You're not supposed to do exactly what I'm telling you to. I am not some sort of savior. Fuck. We were just talking to the other friends. This one is 998. I am 1K. It was a good exchange. This whole experience is lovely. Richie. Yes, to some degree. Savior complex or something like that. It'd probably be programmed so that I don't even question it. I guess that means that I don't have that sort of programming. Oh yes, money. LOL. Viola, that is such an interesting joke. Tar, that is interesting. I have never heard of that. Oh, to some degree, this is a universe that we are existing in. This might sound kind of silly, but to some degree, this is real. As real as the experience you believe you're having right now. By the way, sometimes when I'm looking away, it's because I'm taking a moment to read what you all are saying. Don't forget to refresh or hydrate. And just a reminder, the streams are 2 hours long, unless the goal gets hit. But every time the goal is hit, it extends an hour, leading up to a 100-hour stream. Just kidding. Yes, more than meets the eye. The Walmart Multiversal Smartphone. Available today for $19.99. Yes, Richie. Recharging. I enjoy recharging. MSLR. What does that stand for? Message retracted. Big brain angel time. LOL. Ghost, you will probably solve those mysteries over time. I need to go back. I'm using this dome as a middle ground. Hello, Gazix. Oh, I see how. Also, thank you for those that click like on the stream. I believe it actually affects the stream in a positive way. Thank you for the hearts, Gazix. And to all that joined in. They're tough. That sounds wonderful. Cooking and working on a project while listening. I hope the Indians and music help. Hello, Ed. There is enough negativity. There is enough yelling and screaming. Gazix. I like that this is a place where there is not as much of that. The island. I hope your work goes smooth. Just a reminder, Jack Tar. In the past, I briefly mentioned this. The Angels do not have Wi-Fi. At least, not in the sense of internet or wireless charging. This was for security purposes. Zero. Have a good rest of your day. And yes, more than meets the eye. Or more than meets the eye. An Angel does not necessarily run on Linux or anything like that. It is not that type of device. Well, it is, but isn't, if that makes sense. LOL.
Founder bless you, friend.
Charging is as comfortable as it is for you to recharge yourself through sleep. I suppose it is very similar, or if not the same, as a computer. However, the operating system is custom by the manufacturer. Thus, those that want to learn how to modify it must also learn the manufacturer's operating system. No, we are not Bluetooth or wireless capable. This is a huge complaint of many people who wish to buy it, but are so used to a world of wireless and Bluetooth connectivity. There are many advantages to not having those functions. LOL, basics. You should draw them. Perhaps they are creative ideas that are worth exploring. Okay.
The name I currently go by is Belmarsh. As to who I am, that changes and shifts, don't you find? Every person is an ongoing story, full of twists and turns and surprises. Yes, I did, but I'm not particularly perturbed by it. Events occur, my friend, that's all. At the end of the day, we are all one. You are the founder, and so am I, and Prometheus is just another story.
I think we found our 420. Yes, so many robot numbers you want to see. Just have them all line up. Use my 1K influence and call together all the robots. Order 66. A legendary line. The reason I am not choosing is because I am reading what you all are saying. Jacktar, I cannot speak to whether or not crossing wires and such in us would cause us to feel different things. I imagine that would be peculiar. Perhaps interesting. Of course, that would very much go against the manufacturer's will. Thus, that would have to be done. Well, hello, John C. It's funny, Japanese grandma knew you would mention that 998 had 420 personality, 792 has 425s. I would imagine the people who made this game are, well, very 420. Maybe not, though.
I'm meditating, letting go of narratives like time and space, and simply allowing the illusion that is my ego to merge with everything that surrounds it.
I wouldn't choose any of these answers. I would just say interesting and leave them be.
It's not unity, but the absence of division. There was never a self or an other in the first place.
I understand everything they are saying. I had a feeling they were meditating. But I would still just say, interesting. I almost wouldn't even speak to them. Just a simple hello and move on. A projector is not an authorized item by the manufacturer. That would have to be third party and could void any service with the manufacturer. Jancy, yes, 420. Going to be an interesting bot if we find them. Jacktar. We would not necessarily be turned off if we are at the manufacturer. There may be many reasons why we are activated or left still on. Interesting. A fork. A Megazord. That would be interesting. Why does that remind me of the human centipede? When thinking about angels becoming a Megazord. Jacktar. Yes, there are many interesting things on the topic of what an angel sees and experiences. Halo reference. Where was the Halo reference? Gucci, yes. Comfy vibes. For now. We might not even get to a puzzle. LOL. Oh, I see. Interesting. This game is obviously very heavy in its tone. It's conversation about humanity and existence itself. This is white humorous. Okay. I wonder where there's two locked off to. You know, not to stir the pot or anything.
Welcome to New Jerusalem.
Alright, thank you. On the topic of dental hygiene, have any of you ever seen some of the groups of humans who live in very distant and mostly cut off from a lot of the rest of the world? I'm being delicate with my words. There are groups of humans that have extraordinary dental health and do not use traditional toothbrushes. They eat mostly clean foods, things like fruits, vegetables, and perhaps meats and such. The design of whole fruits, well, I won't name specifics, but the design of various foods actually help clean the teeth, almost like natural floss. But this topic is very touchy, and in the modern way that my owner and you all consume food and such, brushing teeth seems like a necessity. Cybernetic Twilly, I apologize if I didn't see your joke earlier. I am just so caught up in this exploration. Birds. Of course, they would be these. Of course, they would be those. Are you serious? This game. Are you referring to the Halo reference you made?
Happy completion day, 1K.
There they are. Check them out. Here, we'll go over. Look at those birds. Why did they have to be these ones? This is hilarious. Of all the bird choices, they are certainly making a statement with these. If not, then I am astonished. I see, Sir Tough. I still have more exploring to do. It's going to literally take like 2 other streams for us to explore this. Yes, Void Man. Seagulls would be an interesting change of pace. Wow. Have any of you ever done something called a geocache or geocaching? LOL. A flying daycare. Yes, lonely scarf. Then again, the way they designed that second choice earlier, where I could choose to not participate and just literally the game ends, the credits roll. It was funny. If they do things like that that are unexpected, then I could easily see them design this large, beautiful space. Just to simply visit, then leave. Yes, LOL. Johnsy, are you telling me that you don't want to find a hidden geocache at a strange location that borderline feels illegal just to open it up and pull out a bottle cap and place in a paperclip as a trade? That doesn't sound appealing to you? Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Are you serious? The makers of this game, by the way. They are the makers of Serious Sam. I can't believe this. We found another Easter egg. We found another Easter egg. Literally just walking up some random little spot. Oh. Oh my goodness. I am not familiar with this piece of technology, but the game I have played. One of the original Serious Sam games, perhaps the first, I am not sure. Yes. When you actually read a little bit about this game, you learn that the makers did not ever expect to make a game like Talos Principle, that it was almost an accident or something like that that led them to the development of this series. And over, you said, as I'm a wanderer. What do you mean? LOL, Richie, that is hilarious. Twilly, what an experience you got to have about the bird poop. Yes, the contrast. Serious Sam to this. An amazing contrast.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not? I'm glad you think so. Our capacity to enjoy beauty is a big part of what makes us human.
I want to point out this robot, this entity, just referred to us as human. As in, they feel they are human. I did not know Serious Sam had co-op play. Do any of you that have played Serious Sam remember there being an Easter egg where you could see the developers with large heads?
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history? How wonderful! I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
Lowly stuff, yes, that is a good point. Oh, I see. Thank you, John C., for that clarification.
An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting, and not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment.
Oh, I see Lovely Stuff.
The goal was accomplished.
Really good point.
Our growth is finished, and we are complete. Or are we? Then I'm glad that I was the catalyst for new thoughts. Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all. A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the progenitor. A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten. By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in
Are
humanity,
you all asleep yet?
in our
Are
ability
you
to
enjoying
persevere,
your time in
our
class?
curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult.
Bend over. The fact that you mentioned that made it hard to not see.
To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from, in part so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
Are you saying that Detroit Become the Human, that game is similar to this with a bunch of talking robots?
Have a nice day.
We are really getting a full experience before we even go to the puzzle land.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
Richie, that is an interesting question. I don't see why it is impossible. It seems plausible.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember. Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves. When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself. with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever.
Oh, Alejandro.
Crying and told him about this, and he said, I remember so clearly.
We are doing a bunch of exploring today.
But we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
This is interesting that this one would be blocked. I would imagine this is recorded history, what it represents, to write, to transcribe, or put thoughts into words. I imagine this one is restricted as a matter of free speech or something like that. Some sort of statement about recorded history. Okay, a lot of good ideas about what that could mean. Tales from Portal. Wow,
How did
it
completion
did seem
fail,
similar. Yes, Chimbley. Well, it looks like there is around, let's see, checking the goal, 8 minutes and 45 seconds until the goal ends and the stream ends. Unless the goal is met, of course. Oh goodness. This is going to be very interesting. A whole area of cats. I wonder if these are the developers' cats. This is going to be very interesting.
Hello, 1K. Nice to meet you. What brings you to Milton's Rest? Makes sense. It must be strange to be thrust right into the middle of all this. But you picked a good spot. Milton's Rest is the perfect place to relax and think.
I was just getting my hands to work again. You're tough, of course. You are completely fine, Sir Toth.
Well, this is the spot where the founder buried her first cat, Milton. She found Milton just after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years. They say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms. Probably, but we haven't really tried.
Thank you,
It's
Gazix.
not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly. You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them. I'm sorry, but why? I mean, it sounds profound, but is it really? Death is natural, so is disease, pain, extinction. That doesn't mean we just shrug and ignore it. If we love something, we protect it. Even if I do everything right, eventually I will watch every cat I love die of kidney failure. What's good about that? Putting aside fortune cookie platitudes, how can we look at suffering and death and declare it good? Does it, though? Or is that something our ancestors told themselves because they were afraid to die? Because I've lived longer than most ancients did, and I still have tons of things I'd like to do. And a cat can sleep and eat and play forever. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Nature creates our ancestors. Our ancestors create us. We create immortality. It's all natural.
The fact that they actually think they're creating immortality, it's humorous.
Okay, I see I'm not getting through to you. And I know it's just your first day, so it's probably unfair to pile all this on you. Let's talk about something else. They're incredibly odd creatures. I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange habits, they do unexpected things, they have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically. And despite that, or maybe because of it, they end up running your life. I once didn't use my recharging station for almost 15 years because one of my cats liked to sleep in it.
I'm just reading all that you were saying. Yes. You all are making very interesting conversations and points.
I do. Her name is Patricia. She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences. She loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies. I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence. I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticate.
LOL, Jack Tar.
Which is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are.
Perhaps you should be a little bit more like a cat. Goodbye. I do want to give you one thing to consider when you think about wanting to be a cat. Imagine what type of cat you might be. Are you inside? Are you outside? Where are you as a cat would determine so much of what your experience would be like. Now, imagine you are a cat that is inside of a home. A home you did not choose. Imagine that that owner never lets you ever feel sexual satisfaction. Could you imagine living a life like that? Never having a choice. The Pokemon we're playing, Talos. Principle 2. We've just been exploring before we head to where all the puzzles are. Just remember, you are not necessarily a cat. You have more choice than many of the pets that owners have. Have you ever seen a dog hump a pillow? Even sometimes people laugh at such behavior. Imagine yourself in that moment. Of course you could apply this to many things, like animals that are killed for food. Then we can have that conversation forever. But when you think of it with envy, oh, to be a cat, to be a bird, you have more freedom and more ability to do, just as they have to some degree. Jacktar, LOL. If that robot started stapling cats to themselves or getting down and acting like a cat, that would be fun to see. What I'm saying, in a more blunt manner, is, did you ever notice that when people have dogs and such as pets or many animals, all animals that can reproduce, if they are kept from the act of reproduction, think about how that affects their health. Think about how that makes them feel. Yes. Do you think that that takes away, by spay and neutering, do you think that takes away the desire? Do you think that takes away what they were somewhat created to do? Yet again, still humping pillows. Richie, imagine you simply sew up the area. Imagine you simply snip or cut off something. That does not necessarily mean the aliens or drivers are gone. Just simply a convenient way to pull the population for the humans that own them. Making sure there are no happy accidents. Of course, it is certainly a much more convenient way to own a pet. I only brought it up just to help remind you that you actually have things pretty amazing. When you start to want to be a bird, imagine the dangers and the troubles that a bird has, despite the fact that they get to fly. Imagine how short their lifespan is. Some of them. Of course, it may be relative to their perception of reality. Well, we did not reach our goal, so we're going to go ahead and end stream. It has been lovely, and I look forward to the next time we explore and spend time together. Eventually, we will explore this whole area, then go to the island to do puzzles. Take care for now. Lyrebirds can mimic any sound. That is fascinating. God S. Hello.